what is going on, guys? I'm back with an in-person student testimonial. This is John right here, my first ever student that I've ever coached on how to start a window cleaning business. John is from my hometown in Pennsylvania. So when I originally started my business, originally in high school, right, when I was in Pennsylvania, I originally started my business there in Pennsylvania. John was one of the first people that helped me start my business. And then he eventually went off, we kind of parted ways, and he went off to start his own business. And then I eventually just coach him, even to this day, every single day in my life. I found myself on a phone call with John, coaching him on how to scale his window cleaning business with ads, with Google. He's in a very unsaturated market, so he's seen a lot of success at an early age. But yeah, like I said, this is John, one of my students inside my coaching program, one of the first students, if not the first student that I've ever coached on how to start a window cleaning business and scale it and actually achieve like 40K months. So it's absolutely insane like where you're at. But yeah, if you want to talk about like how everything started in terms of like where we started with like everything, just like the whole rundown, however long you want it to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, so the whole rundown is like me and Grady were in high school. We sat next to each other in class, and one day he told me, he was like, yeah, I made 1,100 this weekend. Obviously, we had like shit equipment and everything when we first started out, but I was like, dude, like I need to make that amount of money. I was pushing carts at a grocery store.
Yep.
And then went out with Grady. We cleaned the first house, actually upsold cleaning the chairs for $25, which is pretty funny. But and then I basically just stuck with Grady, and I became like a salesman. And then I kind of became like, I was a salesman for a while for Grady. And then I sort of like almost took over like a sales manager role. I'm not even gonna lie, because Grady would reach out to me. Like I was like a secondhand man in this business because I honestly cared a lot about the business and I was super into it. And then Grady, once he sold his business, he moved away. And then I went up to Penn State, and then I founded my own company. And we hit our first 10K month in November or October. And then the winter hit, which it slowed down a little bit. We still landed a lot of commercial jobs. And then, we hit 15, 20K in March, and we just hit 40K in April. And we're aiming to stay about the 30K range in May. But yeah, Grady's helped me out every step of the way. He's literally given me the blueprint. Like as Grady learned as well, like he also taught me and helped me improve my business in every aspect. Grady's definitely a big part in the $40,000 a month.
Yeah, it's honestly insane because like so what he's talking about in terms of like that first job and that like beginning, that was in April of 2024, right?
Yeah.
April 2024. That's April 2024 because April 4th was my first ever job. I think John came out April 5th, the day after my first job is when John came out. And I mean, to this day, I find myself, like I said, like just helping John with, again, meta ads, like he just got his meta ads up. We're going to talk about that in a second as well. But just on the phone with you talking about like meta ads, organic, a ton of organic stuff. Because again, one of the things that I show a lot of my students is if you're in a non-competitive area, like a lot of my students I don't think I have a single student I have a lot in California. I don't have a single one in Arizona or Florida. And Arizona, California, and Florida are the three most competitive markets for window cleaning. So all my students that are not in those states see really, really good success with Google Organic and Google LSA. And that's one of the things that John sees great success with. If you want to talk, even today, me and John were like sitting upstairs and he got a lead from a hospital in he's from State College. He's in State College, Pennsylvania, which is like where Pennsylvania State University is. That's where John goes to college. And it's a really non-competitive market. There's like one window cleaning company. They're super easy to crush with Google Organic. So again, all my students inside my program, I show them exactly how to crush with Google Organic if they're not in a competitive market like that. And John sees great success with that. So if you want to talk about like how kind of like you working with me, like in the bit, like working with me in the summer of 24 and then 2025 as well, and seeing, because like in 2024, the biggest month we did was $20,000 in revenue. And then when I really started to ramp up, John was still in the picture, but he was taking a step away, was in like March, April, May of 2025 was when we really scaled up to like 70, 80, $100,000 a month in May. And then I sold the company. It's really when we started to see a lot of success. But yeah, I mean, how do you think like in the early days in terms of like June, July, August, that time, like what did you learn that time from me, would you say? Like it was crazy. We had like a sales team running around every day. It was crazy, like crazy.
Bro, I learned like just sales in general. Like going out, like I would go out with Grady, I would shadow him, and he would like literally like teach me and show me like everything. And he was learning new stuff every day, and then he was teaching me as well. But no, I learned so much just about business in general from Grady, like taxes, for example. I learned about Google businesses. I learned about meta ads. I didn't even know about meta ads before Grady.
Yeah.
Like every time he innovated, I also innovated. But during that summer, I learned so I learned so much stuff, and he like literally helped me make, $5 grand in high school selling. Like, he pushed me hard, and he taught me a lot about business.
Yeah, really hard. If not, sometimes like a little too hard, to be honest. But and then in like March, April, May, like I said, that's when I was just hiring out and I was started posting on social media. I was started to coach more people inside my program. It was like March, April. So I really started to take coaching seriously. As well as I started to bring people out from social media for blitzes. If you know what that is, like a sales blitz where people come out and sell for your company. I started to bring a lot of people out for sales blitzes in, those March, April, May-ish. And then that's when, John kind of took a step away because it was like, okay, I have a lot of people working in the company. We're doing good numbers, and I think you should take a step away. I'm moving in June, and I want you to kind of go about this on your own in the summer and spring, and I want you to see success. And John took a step away. I was still right there beside him, showing him a lot of stuff in terms of Google, hiring technicians, equipment as well, a bunch of things with equipment. And then John went to college in the fall. And kind of if you want to talk about like how you started the business in terms of like I was helping John with his Google organic profile, and then like I said, just recently in the last 2 months or so, John started working with Max, which is the agency that we work with inside that all my students work with inside the program. John started working with Max, and if you want to talk about the results that you're getting from Google Organic, again, I don't think did you know much about Google Organic like.
No, not at all. Yeah. I know how to like capitalize on like getting people to leave reviews and everything.
Yep.
And a big thing that you taught me, bro. I mean, every step, like I would never know about window cleaning if you didn't teach me. Like the DI tank, like I would never know about that. The water fed pole, I would never know about that. Like how to actually pressure wash a house, I would never know about that. Like, so you taught me all the equipment side of things, and then Google Organic was huge. Is what you taught me. I mean, it's just creating like a Google business profile that actually stands out against your competitors. And then meta ads, I'm ripping with meta ads right now. And he literally taught me like how to, write the scripts for it. He taught me how to film the videos, everything like that, publish it. And I'm getting a ton of leads every single day.
And again, like I just want to emphasize that John is in a super non-competitive market. So that's why he's seeing really good success in Pennsylvania. But you got the meta ads up recently. And what about in terms of like hiring technicians and stuff like that and getting yourself out of the application? Because you're out here in Arizona right now, and like, are you making money?
I'm making like 1.52K a day, yes.
Like 1.52K a day every single day. Like how is delegating and hire technicians? Because you probably saw when it was June and July of 24, I was still in the day-to-day operation. I was waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, driving the truck, and I only made like 10K was the most I ever made profit in 1 month, like maybe 20K revenue. And I was still waking up, doing all this shit myself, doing everything myself, and John was there as well. Like we would meet at a train station. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Of course.
We met at a train station in Exton, Pennsylvania. If you're watching this in Exton, Pennsylvania, we meet at a train station every single morning at 8 o'clock. The entire month of June and July of 2024, we would meet there, and we would wake up. I would have the truck, I would have the trailer, and we would get to it, knocking doors and cleaning windows. It's actually crazy. Like it was the craziest time ever, bro. Like, it actually, like we were in high school too, so it was like we were going from junior to senior year. It's like we're making this money, we're having so much fun, and just no one's done that before. That's why it was so like beautiful to me. That's like the beauty of entrepreneurship to me is like no one's done that before. Like no one's like. It was like amazing to me that I could go out and just make this money. Like that was what amazed me is that you could just do it out of thin air like that, and it was just crazy to me. And we put our heads down for the entire month of June and July, and we grinded. I bought a C63 in the end of July, $40,000 cash. It was super super exciting, like super proud moment in my life. And we kept grinding through the winter too, through the fucking winter in Pennsylvania. 10 degrees, we were out there knocking doors and cleaning windows in 10-degree weather, if not 0-degree weather in the winter. I can go to another video in terms of how to actually clean windows in 10-degree weather. It's a whole different thing. But like I said, we were cleaning windows in 10-degree weather, knocking doors, like just absolute insanity, like just mindset dialed, grinding, learning new things every single day. It was absolutely insane. And like I said, like it was just time for John to take a step away, start his own business. And he originally had a partner. Ryan was originally his business partner. He originally had a business partner named Ryan. They've since parted ways. Like he originally had a business partner, and then now you're gonna open up another branch in the area that my business is in the summer. So he's opening another branch in the area my business is in the summer. So what you want to talk about, like what your plan is for that? If you want to talk about delegation, and I'll hire technicians, stuff like that. And then on top of that, like how I've helped you show you how to delegate your business and like, because my business is decently delegated, like how I've kind of coached you on how to delegate, hire technicians and like managers. And then if you want to talk about like, 2 branches.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you first told me, like in, I think it was like January, February, or March, when you first hired your technician and he was like a 30-year-old guy, I was like, bro, what? Like, because we were only working with high school kids at the time that were cleaning jobs and obviously wasn't pretty. But like you helped me with Indeed, like actually getting set up, sponsoring my job so I get qualified people that apply for the job. And then you helped me with door-to-door sales reps. I know you don't do that right now, but you helped me recruit them. And I basically like Grady has helped me every step of the way to where like basically I didn't have to go through the hard troubles that Grady had to go through when he was running his business on like basically himself, like that was in the day-to-day operations. He kind of gave me the guidance to where I opened up my business in Pennsylvania. And I was in the day-to-day operations for a little bit. I mean, that's probably in every single business model that you're going to do. But I definitely skipped a lot of the stuff that Grady like went through because he learned from it and then he taught me. And then that's how I'm able to take a step away, go on trips whenever I want and still have my business running smoothly while I'm gone.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're out in Arizona right now and you're making money. You have technicians. Like, what does your operation look like right now? Technicians, how many technicians? I know you just got the phone with your sales rep that sold you $15K this month and stuff like that.
Yeah. So my sales reps, they go out 3 to 4 times a week, 4 hours a day. I try to keep it at that because I try to keep them going from 3 to 7. So it's prime time hours. So everybody's home. And then they know the script. They know everything about the company, our policies and everything. And they go out, they sell. And then the technicians, I have 4 sales reps and I have 3 technicians right now.
Nice.
And then my lead technician makes sure everything's good. He cares about the business, which Grady's taught me, like help me train him to care and actually like want this business to succeed.
Yes.
He texts me every day. He gives me advice on stuff that I should do. Like he shows up early, everything like that. Grady taught me how to train a perfect technician. And then I have 2 other technicians, one for commercial cleaning and then one for residential cleaning as well, because the residential cleaning's picking up. But I mean, Grady's basically helped me train the technicians and train the sales reps so that, they don't, mess up my business or just cause me more headaches. Like when I've been gone in Arizona right now, I haven't had one like single headache this entire time because Grady's taught me how to basically run my systems and run my operations so that I can get, smooth results while like I don't have to deal with any problems while I'm here.
Yeah. And even with like your thing on moving out to the West Coast, stuff like that. But maintaining the quality is super, super essential. And as well, if you want to talk about like a commercial, because you have done a lot of commercial, I know so much commercial. If you want to talk about the commercial jobs you've done and how you've got them.
Yeah. So a lot of my commercial jobs have been Google Organic. A lot of my residential jobs have been door-to-door and meta ads. But for my commercial jobs, a lot of them have been Google Organic. Grady showed me how to set up my Google page so that I have the most 5-star reviews in my area. And
just like optimize it.
Like optimize it. And so we clean a gym bi-weekly for $329. We cleaned H&R Blocks around State College bi-weekly. We clean a law firm every 3 months. We're about to go clean a hospital.
The hospital came in today.
We clean the jail solar panels for
how much was that?
$6K.
Did you do it?
What?
Did you do it?
Yeah.
No way.
So it was a $6K
from Google Organic.
From Google Organic, yeah. So they reached out. I should have asked them what their budget was, but I just as soon as I got that lead, I called Grady. I was like, okay, how do I price this job? What do I do? Like how do I price? Like I can't go in because there's like fences all around it. And then he told me, okay, listen, like for a day's work, you're gonna have like 2 technicians out there. A day's work for you is $3,000, so it's gonna be 2 days of work. So charge them $6,000. And the guy actually told me it was a really reasonable price, and that's why they went with it.
Yeah, exactly. The pricing structure is super, super important in the home service game as well. But yeah, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. And then you're in state college now. You're a freshman in college, but then and then you were talking a little bit about opening another branch. I know you said Google My Business just got verified for Westchester, which is the town that we're kind of from. I know you said your page just got verified for the Westchester branch. So what's going on with that? And are you going to run State College at the same time?
So I'm going to run State College at the same time. State College is super easy. We have a storage unit up there. Grady told me about that. So basically where we have our technicians can come pick up and drop off the equipment. And then we're going to be pushing meta ads pretty hard with the ad spend. And then back in Westchester, I know Grady doesn't do door-to-door anymore, but I still think that's a pretty successful route. Definitely. So I'm going to have door-to-door reps as well as running meta ads as well as hiring technicians. But I've went through all the trouble. I went through half the trouble that Grady went through when he was starting his business because he taught me. So now, like, I'm not going to be in any of the day-to-day work. Everything's going to get set up as soon as I come home from college. So I'm going to have 2 branches open at the same time. And then I'm also most likely going to expand to the West Coast, possibly. I know the competition's tough out there, but wherever I move, I want to have a business there. And having 3 businesses is going to be a lot, but I think that especially with the systems that Grady's taught me, I think I can handle it. Yeah.
And what about in terms of the meta ads? Like, you worked with Max. Max is one of your good friends now. I know you guys are good friends. Like, what about besides that, like in terms of meta ads, like how did you set it up? What results are you getting? And what would you say I kind of helped with the meta ads?
Yeah. Well, first you showed me about meta ads. I didn't even know about meta ads. Second, setting them up. Basically, Grady got me in contact with Max. He was like, bro, you need to do this. And I'm not going to lie, at first, he got me in contact in November. I was hesitant. And I mean, I still stand by this decision because I was going into the winter, so I didn't really see a point in it. Yeah. But and then once March rolled around and I knew I was 100% committed to making this shit happen, I signed with Max and then we filmed ads and they have been ripping. And then as soon as I got my first lead, I called Grady and he helped me basically walk me through how to sell a meta lead. Yeah. And he helped me, and then I've been closing. I think I have about 1.34 in ad spend, and then I pay Max a retainer, but I've generated at least like 4.5K in revenue. And this is with really, really tiny ad spend. This isn't even like crazy ad spend. So once I bump it up, I'm definitely going to be getting at least 4, 5, 6 leads a day.
Yeah. And on top of that, like I just want to mention as well, like that's just crazy that like door-to-door plus that in that area is so good. Cause like, if you guys don't know, like I have my business in Arizona and then I just opened one in Pennsylvania, and the difference between the people in Arizona and Pennsylvania is, I literally think that it is probably like it is probably 5 times as hard to own a business and 10 times as hard to own a business in Arizona than Pennsylvania. The competition, the competitors, the customers have been sold time and time again in Phoenix. There's so much competitors out here in Phoenix. It's absolutely absurd. And in Pennsylvania, it's more like low key. It's like these people haven't been sold. It's really high ticket. So that's why I think that like we see great success. Like I was doing 100K months in high school. Is like that's unheard of. Again, I don't think I could do 100. We've never even done 100K a month in Arizona. We've been close, but we haven't even done 100K a month in Arizona because it's so competitive out here. It is like the most competitive thing ever out here, and it's really, really hard. And I think that's one of the reasons that the meta ads are crushing for you, and just everything's kind of falling in place.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, what else besides that in terms of like when we started was absolutely crazy. Meta ads, Google Organic is probably one of the biggest things that's generating you over. Like your investment back on the program has probably been made within the first like 3 weeks of Google Organic, which again is one of the things that like the students really, really hit hard on. And what about like being inside the community as well? Like being inside the community of like everyone else inside the program. Like how has that been good?
Yeah, I mean everybody like
connecting with the students.
Yeah, you can like ask a question and somebody else will answer it, and it's also good to hop on calls because then you get insight from other people. Like I hopped on a call with somebody that runs a window cleaning business in California in Grady's program, and he was telling me that he runs 2-person crews, and then we were giving our insights on whether 2-person crew is better than 1-person crew, which one's more profitable, which one's better. And it was just overall, like we have great conversations almost every night about window cleaning, about how we can improve our business. And everybody keeps each other competitive. They keep each other on their toes. Everybody's trying to make some bread. So everybody, we just stay competitive and we push each other hard.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about the group is just in the communities. Everyone's absolute killers, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? I'm thinking there's anything else I'm forgetting in terms of like.
Well, basically, like everything that Grady is doing in his business that's successful right now, he has taught me, and I'm doing in my business. I did not learn a single thing, or Grady taught me almost everything that I learned to have my business make $40,000 a month. He literally taught me every single thing. I do not think I would be able to do it on my own. Through Grady's trial and error, he's literally brought me to $40,000 a month. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Yeah, that's really all I have, guys. That's really all I have. I'm gonna kind of end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed like saying that. That's really all I can think about. We talked about a lot. It's 20 minutes long. But yeah, if you guys are curious about being like John, joining the program, stuff like that, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. You can apply. We'll hop on a one-on-one call, completely free call. We'll just do like a full audit of your business. Just kind of see like where you're at with everything. See if you're a good fit to join the program and scale just like John did. But I'll leave a link in the description to that. That's really it. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll leave a link to my Instagram as well. I post a lot more day-to-day stuff on there. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys enjoy the student testimonial with my first, if not second or third student ever to join my coaching program, John.